What up, what up, what up? It's Stevan and I'm here with another simple tricks video. Today I got 4 simple tricks that are going to help your wrestling get ready for tournaments, alright? Making sure you're prepped, you're ready, and it's the do's and don'ts of things to do in order to perform your best every weekend that you're competing, alright guys? But before we get into it guys, make sure subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn notification bells on. We're crushing content, world-class content, all 2025. And guys, we got a special deal going on with DL Training Systems. If you guys want to make sure to get the strength conditioning programs that I'm receiving that have helped me win world medals, become a world champion, you guys need to take advantage of this. Go follow DL Training Systems on Instagram. The link is in the description. Go do that. Hit him with a DM and say the World Champ sent you. Use code MECHEECH25 to get 25% off for your first 3 months. All right. Without further ado, let's cook. All right. So talk about tournaments. Okay, this can be something. It's probably the most important thing when it comes to wrestling besides training, right? Because you're preparing all this time to go and compete, to go win medals, get on the podium, bring home some silverware. The first thing to note is that my first simple trick is making sure you're not over competing and you're getting the most out of your tournaments. Now, what does that mean, all right, getting the most out of your tournaments? All right, I'm going to practice and I'm trying to get ready and compete, all right? Well, I think preparation is key and being prepared for these tournaments you're going to go and compete in, all right? That's first and foremost always. I think the more prepared I am and ready to go into tournaments and wrestle in that tournament for a purpose versus just going to go and just show up and wrestle, I think that's going to mean the most, all right? I know there's a balance between feeling good in competition, being acclimated to the amount of competitions you have, and being put in that situation to be calloused and ready to go, that you know how to act in those situations, but also not over-competing and just showing up to compete every single weekend, because you're ingraining a lot of bad habits, guys, especially young kids. You go to tournaments, you just show up, parents were like, oh, this kid wants to go compete, go, 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 go. No, you're really not helping your kid out just by sending into tournaments and trying to make sure they wrestle more matches. Well, if they're doing wrong habits and they're competing more, and more, they're probably actually getting worse by going to these tournaments and ingraining bad habits, bad things they've picked up from competing and not changing anything because they're not going back to practice and making the fixes they need to do to get better, okay? Going into my second point, which would be, is choosing the tournaments that you want to go to and having a purpose at those tournaments, okay? For example, knowing, like, if I'm going to go and compete, I'm choosing local tournaments. Like if I'm a young kid and I'm a parent of my son or daughter wrestling, I'm choosing tournaments that are local for them for the purpose of going. What's the point of going to this tournament? Okay, it's to get mat time, not worried about getting tough competition. Okay, so sometimes maybe it's like, hey, I just want to go and compete. Feel the nerves, feel the weight cut, feel the energy that you go on the mat and you're competing and being in competitions, getting your hand raised, getting takedowns, and feeling that burn in your lungs from a match. Okay, that's one reason. Okay, another reason is getting ready to go and compete at a high-level tournament because you're trying to go against higher-level opponents, okay? So being able to know the difference, all right, and not just going and trying to compete every single weekend. I think going into a tournament once or twice a month, going in and competing at these local tournaments to get ready, but then, you know, every 3 months having that one big tournament or 2 big tournaments where you're competing like as a kid. You know, I never wrestled in any national tournament until I got into high school, guys. The only things I did was, I think, like a schoolboy duels and like an AAU dual team in like, you know, 7th and 8th grade. The rest of it were kind of regional events, maybe a dual team here and there. I think elementary duels I did one team, but that was like it. I didn't wrestle Tulsa. I didn't wrestle Super 32. I didn't do any of this because such of my focus was on, you know, training and practicing, and then I could go to other tournaments, some bigger tournaments where I knew tougher kids that were more local to me, that I knew tougher kids that were traveling to Tulsa's and Super 32 and Freak Show and all these things were going to be at. So I was wrestling those kids and testing myself without having to go and travel at all these big events. So that's one hack that I think can really help you guys, and one trick that will kind of get you guys further and get the most out of your competitions, having that purpose, okay? Third, now let's get into actually like going to the tournament, okay? I think when you're actually there, I think one of the most important things is to try to disregard your draw and really focus on just getting ready for your matches and one by one, focus on your first match first. And a way to do that is, you know, have a routine warm-up, guys. Making sure that you have as a young age, if you can develop having a routine warm-up, that's probably going to be one of the most crucial things that you can do. Okay, going in, making sure you know how much time it is before you strap on your shoes after weigh-ins. Get all ready to go. Start warming up, going on a little jog around the mats. Start stretching. Start drilling. Get your heart rate up. Whatever it is for you guys that you feel comfortable doing, having that 15-20 minute warm-up routine that gets you ready, gets you hot and ready to, your lungs ready to go and compete at your best, your very first match. Because once the first match is going, you guys are going to start rolling, you're going to start feeling better. So do that. I think that's crucial, having that first warm-up in, and I think this will also kind of help you just kind of focusing on yourself, okay, whether it's listening to music, not listening to music. I never actually listen to too much music, but I know people do different things, but having that kind of routine setup that you're going to know and compete your best for your first match, and not worrying about the brackets. Don't worry about who you got on track wrestling. Don't worry about that. Focus on what you can control in your very first match and what you can do leading up to that. Okay, and then the fourth thing I'll talk to you guys about is making sure to find out how you compete. You have to take notes after each tournament, all right? You go and compete, you take third place, let's say. Okay, you go in, you wrestled really good, but you had that loss, all right? Now, you have to make sure you take away the goods and the bads of that tournament, okay? What happened? What did I do good? Why did I wrestle? Why did I win all my matches? Where did I feel my best? Did I have a good warm-up? Did I have a good first match? I wrestled through the tournament tough? Did I finish strong in third place? But I had a loss, okay? So I'm looking at all the good things that are good. I'm looking at the bad things. What did I do that I didn't like in the matches maybe that I won? Or what happened in that match that I lost? So I can go and take the good things and the bad things. And then as you compete at the next tournaments, maybe the next time you win the tournament. Maybe next time, you go and you win the next few tournaments. Maybe you do lose a couple tournaments, but you have to start seeing the data points from this graph. You take data from these tournaments and you see what you did good and what you did bad, and you start taking and trying to say, okay, this is what I'm doing good. I'm going to keep trying to replicate the good, and I'm going to start trying to get rid of the bad. All right, so I think sometimes you guys just go through the motions of going to tournaments, going and competing, and it's not good because, what are you really taking from it? You're going and competing. Yeah, I'm getting tough. I'm getting really strong and good because I'm competing. Well, no, that doesn't really do anything. Why not be, you can be way more efficient with it if you're actually, taking away the points from those tournaments and increasing your wrestling. And on top of it, you are getting those match minutes, those times competing. So, guys, tournaments as for youth and for middle school and high school off season can be something for people that they want to get it right and they want to make sure they get the most out of going. Yeah, those are my tricks and tips for you guys to improve in tournament settings. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys got any questions or how you guys like to get prepared for tournaments, I'd love to hear it in the comments. So make sure to subscribe once again. World champs and everything we do, baby. Let's go.